let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? But the party was nice, the party was pumping. And everybody. Damn. Technical difficulty.
Oh my
God. Come on and say that. We having a ball. Until the colors started calling. And the girls started to call. You're going shout out. Who let the dogs out? 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 I saw you once before the house and you really found this better. Get that coffee, that's coffee. Get that coffee and that's your moral. I tell myself I'm not no get angry. I'm way past my London K9. They tell me, hey man, it's part of the party. Look at the woman in front and the man behind. I don't go and shout out. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Righteous
and the Ratchet Podcast.
Y'all see, we got guests today.
Dude.
Hey, we got my mama.
Dude.
Hey,
Mama
and our
girl.
auntie over
Hey,
here in the
auntie.
black and the white. We ready to get this show on the road.
Yes.
But before we get started, we're going to start with our disclaimers.
Okay.
Disclaimer number one. Everybody on this show is grown.
Yes.
And all our thoughts and ideas do not reflect any jobs or church affiliations.
Okay.
Number two.
Clearly.
Don't be calling our mama.
Don't call. Well, she
You
right
can't
here.
because she right here. Don't be calling our auntie.
Don't
Can't
call
call her
my
because she right here or our grandma.
Do not
We're none
call
of your
my
issues,
grandma.
okay? We are grown.
Okay.
All right. Disclaimer number three.
She always does this shit. She always forget number 3. The exit sign.
It's not that one.
It's number 2.
Disclaimer number 3. This conversation gonna be hot and sizzling.
Sizzling.
Okay. And so if your ears gonna be too sensitive for the conversation,
There
it's
goes
time
the
for you to
door.
exit, stay left and right.
Right.
Get up out of here. Okay.
Whichever way your exit sign is.
Episode number 14. Who in the hell left the gate open? From politics to sex in the church, we finna be on it.
Yes.
Everybody, come on, strap on your
seat.
click, click. Hey.
All right, you guys. So we're gonna be starting the topic off with politics, right? So everybody has realized what's been going on in the world. It's been a lot of monkeys climbing the gates around this mother, you know. So we're gonna start with, because I need to know what side these people, our guests, are on. So what is the political party? What is your political party and why?
Oh, you want to start with me?
Yes.
Okay, great. My political affiliation is Democrat. And the reason why at this time, I feel that they're more geared toward helping the little people as opposed to giving big tax breaks to companies and corporations and rich people. I think right now that they're trying to really help us, especially in this pandemic, those of us that really need help. Who
are the little people? Don't call me little. Who are the little people?
Well, let me just say, if you don't have a 6-figure salary,
you little.
How you doing? Little.
And then my affiliation is Democrat, and I am not a little people because I am making 6 figures, but I do have my own businesses, and I am Democrat. Thank you.
Oh. So you're Democrat and you're Democrat.
Yes.
Okay. What's your party affiliation?
I really honestly am not like a party political kind of person. But if I had to choose a side as a result of everything that I've seen in the media, I would choose the Democrats at this particular point in time because they stand for more of what I would like to see in our country.
Well, can y'all guess what I am?
Don't even ask. She don't know.
Yeah, tell her. I am actually a Democrat. And I think I just inherited that. I really, to be honest with you, I'm not really into politics like that. I do have an opinion about shit, but it's not that.
Holy Ghost.
I think I'm a Democrat because I was born out of a Democratic butt. You know what I'm saying?
So that 10-pound, 10 ounce didn't come out of my butt. Came out of my
Holy
stomach.
Ghost.
10-pound, 10
All right,
ounce.
so y'all all seen what was going on at the Capitol, right?
Right.
So regarding the people rioting at the Capitol, how did
Listen,
that make you feel?
listen.
That made me feel some kind of way. Them riding, and then it made everybody feel some kind of way when they saw those 2 policemen being crushed. Not to mention them tearing up all those people's cameras and everything. Not to mention when they would kill 4 people extra, and not to mention when they made it be so bad that that policeman had to kill himself. That was horrible. God said that. I mean, it was horrible.
You're going too long.
I didn't get to say
She got a tap under the table.
For me,
I felt horrible.
okay, great. For me,
I don't like that.
well, let me just have my say. I told you it's gonna take me a minute. If I forget what I gotta say, I gotta go.
Don't say it.
Please let me have
Okay,
my time.
don't say what so I can
Don't
finish.
step on my time. For me,
I'm gonna
it
need
was
her.
what you say?
I'm gonna need you to go on.
For me, it was very difficult to watch that because we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. You know, when people turn themselves over like that to a person and they begin to worship a person like that, their whole mindset changes. This person, Trump, brought out everybody who wanted to do that. He didn't put racism in the system. He didn't do that. But what he did is that he allowed a platform for it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it happened because this is what we've been saying in America all along, that there is white privilege, that, you know,
Hold on.
things are not fair.
Because there was some black niggas out there.
Yeah.
It was some black people out there. I'm just gonna say.
Brown
It
people.
was a couple
Black,
of
it was a
idiots.
couple of black people
It
out
was a
there.
couple of
I
idiots.
get that.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, there are black people that don't think that they're black.
That part.
Okay? There are a lot of them that don't think that they're black. They think that they've reached a social status, that they're no longer black.
Mhm,
Until
mhm.
something happens,
Mhm.
ask OJ, call him up. You better call OJ and
Better
ask him
call
about
him.
that. Because he felt that's a good depiction of somebody think that they superseded their race. And every time, the biggest problem I had with that whole scenario, that whole situation was they won't be punished like they would have been if they were black.
Show
If
one.
there was Black Lives Matter, they would have shot them in the street. They wouldn't have made
Absolutely.
it on the
It would have been a
Capitol
bloody
So
massacre.
let me say this
And
because
I-
I feel like we're going on a little off track here. But do you think that white people pose the same threat as African Americans?
But I think first they said on TV about the father and the son that they went and got them from where they were from, and they
I hope this
prosecuted
is leading
them.
to the answer to the question.
No, it is.
Okay.
They went and got that father and son that sit there and put his feet up on the desk and then carried that flag in there. And they went and got them from, where was it, Maryland? And I have a lot of Anglo friends. I have a lot of mixed friends. And I don't want to be where we just saying about the black and the white, because it's a brown and a beige to me. But the
Yeah.
thing about it is those people out there were mixed up. They were not about a white person. They were idiots, because those people that are following Trump, it's not about a black or white. Those people are degraded people. Those people are idiots.
So
Those
do you
people
think
are
that
not
white people pose the same threat as African
I don't
Americans?
think it's a white person. I think it's an idiot person, because the
So
people
it has
that
nothing
were
to do with color.
it does have, it doesn't so much have to do with just color. I think when it comes to who, if it hadn't been brown people that had did that, they would have not even looked at a brown, they would have shot first. But you have to look at that, because that was planned. That was planned from the beginning.
Yeah, there's no way you can tell me that you just have pics and all these kind of things in your purse and pocket or in the back of your car. Like, bro, you ain't had no bomb in the back of your car. That was planned. You had to make that before you got there.
Because you could even see when they started to go up the stairs, and the one African American man, he didn't even never pull his gun.
All black people think everything is a conspiracy.
No. You could see he dropped his stick, and then he didn't leave. He knew that they were in that other room, but he led them to the opposite side, and he never ever tried to pull his gun in, because you could see him backing up, and he was.
So what's
If
it?
you
following.
exceeded your time.
Yes. Do you think that
I'll
white
find my
people
time.
pose the same threat as African Americans?
Absolutely. I think
No.
it's worse, because let me tell you why I say that they pose a more of a threat than
They
African
do.
American.
Wait,
Like
wait.
you said, African Americans would have been killed in the street.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed them to come in there. Now, what would have happened if the people that they were looking for were there?
Mhm.
They would have literally, because they were so caught up in that, when the demonic spirit is roaming like that,
Mhm.
you're not. Why would that man take that fire extinguisher and beat that police officer over the head and kill him because they were caught up in those things that were happening?
Mhm.
They would have killed those people in Congress.
Because
Let me
one of
say
those
this, Mama,
one of
you
those
can't keep
senators,
out talking
no, but
everybody.
one of those senators already said the day before, she said it on TV, she said the day before she saw some other senators leading a field trip with those people up through there. She said herself, I know that wasn't right because they had said it was not supposed to be anybody in there
Look at you
at
reporting
all.
the news. That's nice.
Hey,
Let me
you know,
say
I'm
this.
on the
I
news.
think that the only reason why that y'all say that white people
That they-
don't pose the same threat is because I think when a white person is told to stop, the white person stops. But us African Americans, we always have to go and fight, and we always have to prove a point. And
No,
we
we
always
don't.
have
We
something to
don't.
say back.
No,
we
we
always
don't.
have these negative
No, we
attitudes
don't.
towards everything.
I'm gonna sit on the other side because I don't think you're ratchet. I think you're too ratchet because you are not telling the truth.
So I don't
Every
think that white people
African-American that's
pose the
shot
same
in the
stuff.
street.
And when I say this, listen to when I say this. If a police stops a white person, do you think the police is going to be scared for his life?
Yeah,
No.
No. If a police stops African American, do you think he's going to be scared for his life?
yeah.
No.
That is my. You just said
No.
you can't say no for both.
No, because look, he's the one who has the upper hand. He has the gun in his hand. He has the thing that they shoot, the buzzer or whatever. He's not afraid of either one. Most the police put it like this. The police officers, we see the World Star, whatever we see, they go in aggressively. It's a way to handle that. Just like they handle those white people at the Capitol. That's why you've seen this thing circulating. We don't want you to shoot them like you shoot us. We want you to not shoot us like you don't shoot them.
Mhm.
That's all we're saying.
Mhm.
Stand down. Learn how to talk to us. Learn how to, yeah, we have to learn too. But you're talking about a people that have been marginalized, put down, beat down by this
Depressed.
America.
It-
And we built this country.
Mhm.
And we've never gotten a fair shake over here. They let a couple of us in, but then the rest of us struggle, live from paycheck to paycheck.
Black
And
people
that's why
always
I
feel like
tell-
they have a point to prove.
And that's why I tell all kids that I work with, I said, listen, now, whenever anybody look like they're gonna stop you, put your hands up. Even if you have.
And guess what? They're
They're
not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not doing that.
Let me see this. Let me say this. This is the problem that we have because now what we're doing is we're internalizing a problem that we never should have had to
Exactly.
internalize from the beginning.
I agree.
You ask if white people are as a big of a problem as black people. I think white people are more. You want to know why? Because who do you see blowing up schools
Exactly.
and movie theaters?
That's right.
Who do you see? There have been
That's
several. No, there have been several people, and I don't like to call them white people, but for the sake of this conversation, there have been several white people who have walked into schools and not even given a care about the fact that there are children in there and taking children's lives.
Mhm.
You've never seen a black person do that, and I won't say never because listen,
Never
stuff
say
happens.
never.
However, comma,
Mhm.
white people have such a feeling of entitlement to themselves that they don't consider or care about what happens to them next because they recognize at the end of the day the color of their skin gets them a pass more than it gets anybody else in the country. Had that been Black Lives Matter, let's just take for example, Black Lives Matter had a march in Washington, and before they even got to the Capitol, the National Guard was already out there lined up.
Because black people pose. I mean,
No,
they
but
pose
you
more
can't be
threat.
scared. But you can't be scared of me because I have more
Just like
physical
get out.
strength
They
than you.
want all of our strength. They want our looks.
But the
The
whole
black people
thing
pose
was,
more of a threat
I don't
because
think
we
so.
always
But-
feel like we have something to prove to
but the
everybody.
I
whole
don't think
thing
so. I
was
don't agree
that
with that.
Trump had already had that little speech and he said, we gonna march up there and I'll be there when you get there with his wig flying back. And he said,
Come on,
and then
wig.
we're gonna go in there. Those people really were scared to do it, but because you could see that their apprehension. But then when they got there, then they went and they started saying like, are we really gonna do this? And you could see them start breaking the cameras first. Then they start knocking down the fences. Then they start going in there. And then the guy with the idiot with the flag, he was like, hey, this is easier than I thought. They start going there. Then the one put his feet up and then they wrote on Nancy Pelosi's folder. I mean, hey, think about it. All of them though, guess what? Y'all gonna have something to pay. I'm not trying to take up for it, but I'm letting you know, you all gonna pay something because we got somebody to back now, Kamala Rice. Kamala
Okay,
Harris.
so
Kamala
the
Harris
white
and
people had a point to prove,
Biden.
just like Black Lives Matter. When is it ever okay to break the law?
Never.
Never.
Unless the law
Let-
is
let-
built
let
up
me just
against
say
you.
this. It's never okay to break the law, but if it's gonna terminate your life in some kind of way, I think self-preservation would rise up. I really do. I believe self-preservation would rise up. I wouldn't deliberately go out and break it. But if a police officer beat me to death and we're the only two there, I'm not gonna just lay there. If I can get something and get it back, I probably would.
I tear his head
I
up.
just couldn't imagine it just amazed me, the whole George Floyd thing. And I know we're not supposed to, I don't know what I would have done at that moment. To stand there and watch that police officer on that man's neck, and I'm standing there videoing it, and I'm watching this man literally die. I don't know I don't know if I could have stood
I
there
couldn't
like
have
that.
been those people on the side because I would
I
have been
don't
the
know.
one to get my head tore up because
You
I have
you
always
are
It's a
been.
scary.
difficult position to
I'm
be
not
in.
scary because I would, those guys were saying, can somebody help him? I would have been like, hey, I'm going in. Because I used to be one of those militant people like, hey, I'm the one that was the leader of everything. I would have went in and say, hey,
You
this is
gonna hit
gonna
him
be,
upside the head,
I was gonna hit him upside the head.
and you gonna be tackled
because
down to the ground just like he
I
was.
would have been tackled down
And
to
see,
the
that's my
ground.
problem because black people always
I'm not black,
feel
I'm
like
brown.
they got brown people always feel like they got a point to prove.
But I didn't have a
Do
point
y'all
to
know
prove.
what
I just
happened
wasn't
prior
gonna let
to
him.
him being tackled to the
We
ground?
do.
Were
We
you
know.
there?
It doesn't
But we
matter.
know that
It
he
doesn't
went in
matter.
there to cash his check. It doesn't matter though, really, you had a point to prove having him on that ground for 7-8 minutes and 56 seconds. And everybody standing there watching you, and he hollered out mother. Once he hollered out mama, I was like, I'm a mama, and you're not gonna kill somebody that I can get to. It was no matter, I was sitting there crying watching that because I have 3
All
children.
right, don't
and,
start doing all
oh,
emotional
yeah.
shit.
I'm gonna slap you. You don't get all emotional.
Let me get her. Let me get
So let me ask y'all, what impact does religion have on how you voted?
What
It has a
impact?
lot. It has a lot.
What does that
Because
mean?
I'm a Christian.
And
I
was
believe
Ben
God.
Laden? I mean, was Ben? What's his name?
I don't know.
The new president?
Biden.
Biden.
Why are you gonna say
Why in
new
the-
president? Jasmine, you are just acting.
Was
in a
Biden?
cage.
Is Biden a Christian?
He said he was.
We don't know everybody's feeling, but we know that
Is
coming
a white
into
Christian
it,
the same as a black Christian?
Oh
a
yeah.
Christian is a
A Christian
Christian.
is
Stop it and then restart it.
Christian is a Christian because what it has to be
Because we
done.
played the song at the beginning, they're blocking our video. So stop it.
Who's blocking it?